Morning everyone, I'm so sorry. I fully intended to be on time this morning and then the internet wasn't working and I couldn't go live. So my very poor excuse this morning is that I was on time and the internet wasn't with me. But either way, I'm very sorry that I'm even later than normal, I think. I'm usually a couple of minutes late, I'm a full 5 minutes late today. So I do apologise for that. Anyway, we are picking up in Mark chapter 9. It's a big old chunk again, so I'll post it in the comments rather than reading you the full thing, because we're going from verse 14. Morning, Nick. You missed my apology. I'm sorry I'm late. From verse 14 to verse 29. And in my Bible it's headed, Jesus heals a boy possessed by an impure spirit. So you might be thinking, hey, it's another story about Jesus healing someone, about evil spirits and casting them out. We've had a few of those in Mark already, and we've talked about how Mark does really love to share the miracles of Jesus. He really loves to show that Jesus is God and that Jesus can do these amazing, wonderful things. But the character I want to have a little look at appears in verse 17, and I will read you this bit. It says, a man in the crowd answered, "Teacher, I brought you my son who is possessed by a spirit that has robbed him of speech. Whenever it seizes him, it throws him to the ground. He foams at the mouth, gnashes his teeth and becomes rigid. I asked your disciples to drive out the spirit, but they could not." And then Jesus goes on to kind of to rebuke some of the people in the crowd, blah, blah, blah. A bit further down, Jesus asked the boy's father, "How long has he been like this?" "From childhood," he answered. And then basically the father asks Jesus, "Please, can you do something?" And Jesus says everything is possible for one who believes. And he's kind of challenging the dad. He's saying, hey, look, if you believe I can, then I will, then I can. And so I guess this is a challenge to fathers and to mothers and to anyone really who cares for other people. Do we have the faith to bring them to Jesus? Do we have the faith to say, do you know what, I think Jesus can do something in this situation. I believe, even if it's that faith that I talked about a couple of days ago, that teeny tiny faith where you go, do you know what, I do believe, but I'm not really sure what that means. Even if it's that amount of faith to bring someone to Jesus and to say, do you know what, I think Jesus might be able to help in this situation. I think Jesus might be able to sort this out. Then Jesus will grab hold of that faith and he will work in that situation, not always exactly how we want him to, but exactly how he's supposed to do, because he's God, and he's got a great plan for the life of that boy and that family and that father in that story, for the life of the disciples who weren't able to sort it out themselves, and for the life of you and me. So yeah, take that small faith, however small it might be, that really little glimmer of belief, and take something to Jesus, take someone to Jesus, and say, hey Jesus, can you help here? Can you sort something out here? And see what he does, because I believe he will do something, and that you'll be amazed at who he is.